If a paranormal experience is real, do you call 911 or IMDb? Because I'm trying to figure out whether I need a priest or better lighting. I've heard that story 1,000 times. Somebody wakes up and there's a tall figure at the foot of the bed. And in my head, I'm like, I'd be so smooth. I'd say, "Welcome to my home. Can I get you a glass of water while you stalk me?" No, because if I actually saw that, I wouldn't be brave. I'd be fascinated. Not heroic fascinated, more like museum gift shop fascinated. I've heard that when you wake up, sometimes your dreams keep going for a minute, which is the most on-brand thing for my brain to do. Still streaming when the credits are rolling. I would be lying there thinking, oh cool, my eyeballs clocked in early and my body's still on lunch. This is that phenomenon where the dream bleeds into waking up. My brain ordered the deluxe hallucination and forgot to tip. Meanwhile, there's a shadow dude at the foot of my bed, like a Bluetooth device that never paired correctly. And if it were one of those late-night alien abductions, same thing. If I wake up and there's a light, a hum, a little gray silhouette, I'm not screaming, I'm like, testing, testing, this is a user interface issue. I would honestly be like, wow, I'm having the experience people write entire podcasts about. Good for me. But then I wonder, what if it happens when I'm wide awake, in broad daylight? Bigfoot at noon, with SPF 50 and a shadow that knows tax law. First thought, I'm no animal expert. I would assume it's a bear standing up, or an orangutan who read a self-help book about posture. Theirs are basically gym bros with fur coats anyway. But if it's not any of those, and it's a huge 8-foot humanoid with arms, legs, a face, and a hair care routine, my first move is safety, then phone. Check the exits, then camera app, then my dignity. If Bigfoot's close, I might try to talk, just to confirm it's not a very tall person named Carl who lost a bet. Sir, blink twice if you filed a W-2. And cryptids in general? There are so many animals out there that I'd probably not even know if I was looking at a cryptid unless it had branding. I'd need a name tag. Unicorn's the only one I'm confident on, because if it's a horse with a horn, I'm like, that's a unicorn. Do you take Apple Pay? But the face-to-face, broad daylight alien, that's my favorite thought experiment. The little gray from TV and the ancient wall paintings pulls up at high noon like a solar-powered Uber. I put on my best Earthling customer service voice. Welcome to Earth. How may I help you? And inside, I'm absolutely whispering, please don't abduct me. That's my survival plan right there, customer service. Because customer service is the martial art of not getting fired or abducted. You redirect, you reframe, you offer alternatives. If they say, we require a specimen, I'm like, great news, we're out of humans, but we have plenty of squirrels. And I think about why I have these little sci-fi movie-thons in my head. Maybe it's practice for life's miniature disasters. Like when the coffee shop runs out of my vanilla caramel latte and the barista looks me in the soul and says, we're out. That's my real abduction story. That's when all the paranormal drills kick in. Safety first, phone out. Do we have caffeine alternatives? Scan the menu like I'm checking a tree line for Bigfoot prints. Is there a mocha that is basically caramel wearing a chocolate mustache? Is there a vanilla cousin that won't gaslight me? I treat the coffee shop like a landing site. Welcome to Earth. How may I help you? I tell the barista. Inside, I'm thinking, please don't abduct my morning. Then I reroute. Cinnamon honey latte, cold foam. A compromise that says, I can adapt in a crisis, even if the crisis is a missing syrup pump. Back to the nighttime figure. If I wake up and see a tall shadow at my bed, I really do want to try the hospitality route. Welcome to my home. Can I get you a glass of water while you stalk me? Because nothing confuses evil like manners. You cannot be ominous and hydrated at the same time. That's science. And if it isn't a dream bleed, if it's real, then I've still practiced keeping my voice steady, scanning the scene, and remembering that my first response can be curiosity. Not reckless, not naive, just curious enough to gather data before I run like a track star who just heard a banjo. With Bigfoot, I've rehearsed too. Step 1, safety. Step 2, phone. Step 3, compliment the coat. Love the look. Are you using forest conditioner? And if it's a person, they'll answer. If it's Bigfoot, he'll blink sideways and apply for health care. With aliens, I trust the script. Customer service tone, open posture, clear boundary. Welcome to Earth. How may I help you? We're a small planet, but we do big hospitality. Inside still, please don't abduct me. It's honest, it's human, and it works for grays, bosses, and baristas. The imagination is a nice place to visit. It's rehearsal space for the weird. It lets me test drive fear with the seatbelt on. And sometimes the lesson is simple. You don't have to be brave to be fascinated. You can be scared and still ask good questions. And if the cosmos ever does send a guest to my doorstep at high noon, 8 feet tall, long arms, very photogenic, I hope I remember the whole syllabus. Safety first, phone out, inside voice says, please don't abduct me. Outside voice says, welcome to Earth, how may I help you? And if all else fails, offer a cinnamon honey latte and a glass of water while they stalk me. Because whether it's a tall figure at the foot of the bed, a Bigfoot in broad daylight, a little gray on my porch, or a barista saying we're out of vanilla caramel, my plan is the same. Be curious, be kind, and if you see a unicorn, get a receipt.